Back. We are still looking at our Ellevation application, and today we are actually going to take a look at the instructional component of it, which is probably the most exciting part about having this new application through DISD Clever. So the first thing I did, as always, logged in through my Clever DISD. I clicked on my Ellevation app right here, and then it brought me to my teacher dashboard. So what we're going to look at today will be right here with the instruction tab. So I'm going to click on the caret, and then I'm going to click on which subject content I'm actually looking at. Now, the exciting part about this is it has two different ways we can look for strategies to use in our classroom. We can look through the content area, or we can look at the language practice. So for today, we are just going to focus on the content area. You will notice right here that there is a button that I can toggle back and forth with from English to Spanish, and you will love that. So we will look at both. First, let's take a look at the English side. So I'm going to click on ELA. And then I like to go ahead and filter through the activities. So I'm going to click on 5th grade. ELA, you will notice, is already clicked because I've been looking through different strategies, and so it's remembered that I'm looking at ELA. If you know the TEAC you're looking for, you can type it right here. Or if you want to look for a specific topic, you can type it right here. I know what I'm looking for today, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to Inferring by Citing Explicit Evidence. I'm going to click on it. You'll notice right away, I have my standard right here that I'm working on. I have a short little description of what this activity strategy is. And then you'll notice that each strategy is broken into 4 different components. So I need to first figure out what exactly am I trying to work on to enhance my instructional practices. So am I trying to enhance my hooks? Am I trying to enhance my direct instruction? Am I trying to enhance my student practice? Or am I trying to enhance my assessment? For today's purposes, I'm going to say that I really want to work on my direct instruction. And so one of these strategies that it's suggesting to use when I am working on inferring with my 5th graders is essential questions. So I'm going to click on essential questions. When I click on essential questions, there's a few things that I want to point out. The first thing that I want to point out is this video. How many times do we try to use a strategy in the classroom? We have no idea what we're doing. We wish we had something to kind of show us and direct us along the right path. Now we do. Each strategy that you click on will have a video. The video will consist of a teacher and a group of students actually using the strategy so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to click on it so we can just see how it pops up and how it starts to play. Now let it play for a couple of seconds so we can see. We're looking at clarifying input with
essential questions. I use them at the beginning of each lesson. We use them to help focus the kids and myself, and we use it at the end of the lesson just to make sure that the children actually got what they needed to out of the lesson. And it also helps.
So I'm going to pause that there. I just really wanted you to get a chance to see what that actually looks like. So I'm going to close this out with my X right here. Then I want you to see you have your learning objectives. So this is what your students will be able to do by the time that you finish this. Also, you have your how-to. So you have your before the activity, during the activity, and you also have what I think is really valuable to us, your evidence of success. So when you look at how will I know if my students are actually understanding the strategy that I'm trying to use with them, you'll be able to see that right here with your evidence of success. You also have some quick tips to really help you implement the strategy successfully. And then you also have a little watch out for blurb right here. I really want you to see how amazing the Ellevation is. One of the best things about the entire platform is that when I'm getting ready to implement these strategies, because remember, Ellevation was created to help us bring equity to our ESL and our ELL students that we have working in our classroom. So one of the things that I like is it tells me the level of support that certain students will need. I have this filtered right now to keep their names private to make sure that their information doesn't get out. But if you click right here and click it off, so it'll say no, then your students will pop up right here and it'll tell you which students need high support, which students need moderate support, which students need light support, and it'll tell you what to do to give them that support so they can work on this activity with you. You also have the actual graphic organizers that you're going to be using, so you don't have to guess which one to use. They're right here. So you have a PDF, and I'll click on that so you can see it. So this is just the generic PDF that you can use. If you're wanting to add more to it, you can click on the Word document. It'll open up in Word. You can actually go through and edit it, which is really great. If you are going to use this strategy often and you don't want to have to search for it, you can click right here for favorite. You'll notice that I've already clicked the heart, so it's red. The bookmark right here matches this bookmark right here. So when I click on that bookmark, guess what? There's the strategy that I have liked, so I don't have to search for it anymore. And I click back on it so we can go back to where we were. You can also share the activity. You can type the name of who you want to share it with. You can type a message. You press share, and it's going to send it directly to the Dallas ISD email of the person you're sending it to. When you're looking for it, if someone's sharing activities to you, you can press this collaboration button, and then activities that have been shared with you will show up right here. So you don't have to go search for those anymore. I'm going to click on my favorite. I'm going to go back to essential questions. And I also want to show you the related activities. So as you start to use Ellevation and click on the activities, you'll notice that at the bottom they'll have related activities. So if you liked using essential questions, then guess what? You might like using these activities as well. And you'll notice right here, a video comes with each strategy. So that is awesome. Now, I also promised you that I would show you how to toggle back and forth. So right here, if you switch this to Spanish, now you're going to see the entire strategy is now in Spanish, including the graphic organizer. So you don't have to do the translations as much as you used to. You can click on your graphic organizer. This is going to bring up a Word document. And now you can see that the graphic organizer is now in Spanish. Okay, so today we looked at how to get to your instructions, how to reach those strategies. Remember, you can use math, ELA, science, or social studies, whatever you're looking for. And remember, Ellevation is not your curriculum. Ellevation is an enhancement to your instructional practices. So your curriculum is going to come from Power School Learning. They are going to tell you the standards that you're working on. You can take those standards, come over to Ellevation, so we can start figuring out how we can bring more equity to our ESL and ELL students. Our next video, we'll look at how we can find our language practice activities. Thank you so much for joining.